What's up, guys and gals? It's me, your old buddy, Mr. Moose, coming at you today with a little Air Hauler 2. Now, this is a program that is a mod for any kind of flight sim program that you're using out there, whether it be FSX or Prepared 3D, that basically turns your favorite flight sim program into an air transport company or an air cargo simulation. So kind of a little cool little mod. And today I'm going to give you a walkthrough on it and take a look at it. It was something that Short turned me on to, and it really is a cool program. It's got me back into doing a little flight sim because it gives you an actual reason why to take a flight other than just, well, I'm going from point A to point B. So basically all you're doing is you're building your own little virtual air cargo company, sort of like what you would do in ATS. You start at the bottom, you work your way up, you get better equipment, and you make money. You get more equipment, you hire drivers or pilots, and you just build up your little own logistics company. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Checking out this. Now, this is the second version of Air Hauler. This is Air Hauler 2. It is available from Just Flight. The program's usually about $50. I picked mine up for $37.99, and if you have the original Air Hauler, you can upgrade to Air Hauler 2 for just $29.99. It is early access, consider early access, but pretty cool little program, and I thought I'd give you guys a look at it. So as you can see, I've already got a company set up that I've played a little bit on, but because I wanted to show you how to get going from scratch, I'm going to go ahead and start a new company. Then here's what you got to do. When you start it off, it's going to tell you a little bit about what program you're using. I'm using Microsoft FSX Steam Edition. If you're using Prepared 3D, you would select that, or if you're using the standalone FSX, select that. Where is it located on your computer? Hit next. Then we're going to come over here to company name. This is where we set up what's the name of the company. For fun, we'll just call this Moose Air. The pilot's handle will just be Moose, and my name will be formerly Mr. Moose. And that will get us going with that much information. From there, we get to pick out what difficulty setting that we want to play the game at. Now, if you're, one of these folks who wants to jump right into jets and start hauling passengers and stuff, you probably want to use Easy Packs. Starts you out with $2 million, 60% reputation, and you already have a 737. Now, if you want to take a little, the easy route and still do, have to build up a little bit, you can start easy with $1 million, 60% reputation, and a Learjet. Then you get your medium, you're still a cargo guy, and your 500,000, 50% reputation, and a Cessna Caravan. Then you get down to the nitty gritty. Hard mode starts you out in a little Cessna C-172. You can start with $250,000 and a 40% reputation. And then if you're really a glutton for punishment, you can go for career mode, which only starts you out with $100,000, 20% reputation, and a Cessna C-172. So both of these start you out with the same aircraft. The big difference is the money and the reputation. You have to have at least 40% reputation before you can take out a bank loan. So that's what makes hard a little bit easier than career. Career is for those who really want to grind out their account. So keep that in mind. We are going to start off in career mode, of course, because I'm just a glutton for punishment. So anyways, this account I will use to get through the test flight, and then we'll go back into the other account, and I'll tell you a little bit about that in a minute. Once we get that set up, we select our base of operations. You notice it starts us out in London here, but that's not where we've got to be. We can go anywhere in the world we want by scrolling out a little bit. We can choose our airport if we already know the destination just by hitting choose airport and entering in the information, or we can just pick it from a map. We come over here to the great US, and we're going to go down to the coast where I live. And because this is where I like to play out of, because, it is what it is, I'm going to select an airport close to my hometown. Now, I could go with Pensacola Regional Airport. Nice big airport over here, like KPNS. And if we look at it, you'll see that Pensacola Regional Airport has landing fees of $977, all the way up to $3,908. Yeah, those are your runway fees. And then you've got your jet fuel, $7.64. So that's pretty steep if we're over there at the regional airport. But look, if we come over here to my little local airport, fees are much less, $569, $2,276, and it's less of a commute from the house because, well, I live right in this general area. So Jet A is $565 as well, so fuel is cheaper over here, and it's a pretty decent little run, real airport. You know, the biggest thing when picking out your airport is, you know, think about what you're going to be doing, how long it's going to take you to get there. As a career, it's going to take me quite a while to build up my my little enterprise here. So starting out here in this area is going to work out pretty good for me. This particular airport does have 2 runways on it, or 4 runways, however you want to put that. North, south, east, west. It is asphalt, it is lit, and it does have an ILS runway here on 27. So it's a pretty good size airport as well. The C-130s land on it occasionally, a lot of Gulfstreams, things like that. So it'll work for us as a base of operation as we become an air cargo tycoon. So that's where we're going to start off at. Yeah, that'll work for me. So we'll go ahead and select that, and we'll go with that. Next thing is game options. Do you want AH2 to do your weather generation, or do you want to do it yourself with maybe one of the add-ons you have? Or do you want to just use the stock in-game Microsoft weather? You can do whatever you want. Use network mode. If you've got this connected, like flight sims on a different computer than this is, you can go over and use network mode. Ignore water airports. We are going to check mark that one because I don't have an Albatross. And I don't have any way to land on water, so no sea duck, nothing like that. So, all right, then some more little settings here. I never mess with that. I just leave it the way it is because it's configured for, yeah. It's basically, it says right here, if unsure, leave as is. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. All right, thank you. We're ready to go. Let's go ahead and let it configure our company, get it set up, and we'll get going. I'd love to jump right into it, show you some jobs, what the jobs are all like, and how you take a job and all that good stuff. But we're starting at the basics, and the basics mean we have to get rated before we can even think about taking a job, which means we have to take out our starting aircraft, fly it. We have to have a tester approve us and say, okay, well, this guy has enough knowledge to fly this aircraft and can actually go into commercial operations as an air cargo guy. So that's the first thing we need to do. So let's take our type rating to go ahead and get approved. And you have to do this for every plane that you purchase. So if you purchase, you start off with whatever purchase, you got to take a type rating on it. You purchase a new plane down the road, you got to go get type rated on it as well. So keep that in mind. We'll be in our C-172 SP Skyhawk. Our test cost is $328. The bigger the airplane, the more it costs to get tested. So keep that in mind as well as you're budgeting for things along the way. All right, so we can say, okay, we're going to take our test. Now, if we were taking a job, this screen would pop up, and let's say we were hauling, I don't know, chemicals to somewhere, or we were flying beef to somewhere, or whatever. It would appear over here, and we would load it onto the aircraft. Once it was on board, then we would be able to go ahead and adjust our fuel load for how much fuel we needed, and then we'd be off to fly. Now, me, I don't have a load because we're going for a test. So there's nothing to load. We've already got fuel on board, so we're pretty good to go. All we had to do is hit OK. Now, I'm going to hit OK, and it is going to start launching FSX. I will meet you inside FSX. Alrighty, here we are at Jack Edwards Airfield in our little Cessna 172. We are cold and dark. We got to get her all started up and taxied and run and get off the ground. And once we do, that's when the test will actually start. So let's go ahead and get things started up. I'm going to use the virtual cockpit here to go ahead and help me get started. So we'll go ahead and turn the master on, turn our fuel pump on, go ahead and set our mixture to rich, make sure our brakes are locked, throttle in a quarter, And let's see if we turn her over and get going. There she goes. Alright, gimbal's coming up. Turn our avionics on, turn our fuel pump off. Go ahead and turn strobe and nav lights on. Beacon is on. Good there. Temperature outside is nice and warm, so we don't need no pitot. That's good. We'll go ahead and get our pitch and our elevation trim. Go ahead and get that set for takeoff. So we'll crank that on down to our takeoff settings. I don't want it too aggressive. There we go. And that's good. Panel lights on. Alright. Over here, I'm going to go ahead and set the ILS for this particular airfield. I do know that it is 1070. Always fly out of this place, so I know that one by heart. Go ahead and enable that so that we'll have our gauges here for our VOR. And we'll let this thing warm up. Check our pressure. Temperature's good. Vacuum is good. Amperage is good. Fuel is good. Everything looks good. We're in the green on everything. Alright, let's go ahead and run our engine up to 1800. And let's see that our magnetos test out. So 1800 RPM. Alright, flip down. Watch for the drop. There's one. The other. That's good. Pressures are good. Vacuum looks good. Everything is good. Alright, so we are in the green on everything. Let's go ahead and get with ATC. And we'll check the weather conditions and take off.
Alpha, automated weather observation. 1128 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility greater than to 0 miles. Sky condition clear. Temperature 15 Celsius. Dew point 5 Celsius.
Set our altimeter. Alright, we'll turn to traffic. We'll select the runway we're going to take off since there's no wind issues. We'll take the shortest route. We'll go ahead and get out on runway 9. So we'll pick runway 9er. There we go. And we'll go ahead and announce our intent to taxi.
Alpha traffic. Cessna Golf Bravo Alpha Foxtrot. Mike is taxiing to runway 9er.
Alright, we'll go ahead and do our pushback. Get that done. I'll go and turn on taxi lights. Get that on. Should be good. Yeah. Alright, get our pushback done here. And we will be ready to roll. Go ahead and hold her up right here. That's good. Give ourselves a little bit of thrust. And we'll spin this baby around and head on out to the runway. Alright. So I will preface this by saying I'm not the greatest flyer in the world. I am looking to get more and more back into FSX. It has been about 8 months since I've flown, so I took a couple of flights today. I'm not terrible at it. I do manage to hold my own at it. But if you're looking for somebody who's ultra realistic at this and knows every little thing that they're supposed to be doing, I'm not that guy. So yeah, I try to do okay at it. But yeah, as far as knowing every little thing that you need to know and all the little things that you're supposed to do and in what order you're supposed to do them, I usually screw those things up. So I will go ahead and say that. Alright. We'll roll up here, taxi on out. A little brake so we make this turn a little bit safe. Yeah. Taxiing is one of my weak things. I have a hard time holding center line and getting my RPMs adjusted to the right speed. One of the things is I don't have a really finite control for my RPMs. I am playing with my gamepad for all the controls, but I am thinking about getting a yoke. One of the things with getting this game was for me to, if I really enjoy it and have a good time with it, then I'm thinking of upgrading my flight gear to a whole set of rudders and everything else like that. So, all right, holding up short here of the runway. Go ahead and put that on and prep for our takeoff. We go ahead and turn our taxi lights on, turn the landing lights on. Make sure our mixture's right. We're going to drop down one set of flaps here for takeoff. Got that good. Everything else is in the green for us. Yep. Let's see, and just so I have some sort of out in case I have any issues, I am going to go ahead and set this up for about 5,000 feet with a climb rate of 500. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and set my heading bug to the east on takeoff just in case something happens and I need to throw the autopilot on. I like to have all that done as a safety net. Now, one thing I will preface by saying, I'm trying something new out on this flight, and I'll tell you what that is. I added in a co-pilot supposedly to the ship, or to the plane, because I've been having a real issue with the plane wanting to roll to the left when I've been flying in it with air hauler. If I fly regular FSX, I don't have that issue, but air hauler does. And I'm wondering if it's because it's calculating the pilot's weight on the left side of the plane. So I did throw in a co-pilot on the right. We'll see. Otherwise, the plane's been wanting to really roll to the right on me a lot. I mean, to the left on me a lot, almost to where it's almost unplayable at times. So we'll see how that goes this go around. All right, so we are ready to go. Let's go ahead and announce our intent to take off to the east.
Juliet, Kilo Alpha traffic, Cessna Golf Bravo Alpha Foxtrot.
Yep.
Taking off runway.
Release our brake.
East departure.
And we'll go ahead and get out here onto the runway. I think I got everything ready to roll. Yep. And get straightened up here, and then we'll put the power to the plane, and we'll get taken off. All right, well, wish us luck. Hopefully we don't crash. Max power. We're rolling. Plane is live. And rotate. And we're up. Nice smooth little takeoff. So far, nice and level. No banking issues so far. Ooh, I'm kind of liking this. Alright, let's go ahead and pull our flaps in. Climb to 5520. As indicated. Alrighty. So I want to go at about vertical speed of about 500. I could probably do more, but just to be safe, I'm going to go on a vertical of 500. And immediately my vertical just shot way up. See if I can get this thing trimmed down some. Yeah, I want to get it to about 500 feet per minute. That looks leveled off. It's creeping up just a little bit on me. That's about 700 right there. See if I can bring that nose down a little bit and get it to level off at 500. And oh, I'm gonna need a couple more touches on the elevator to pull it down. Wow, it just, that's another reason I want to get a yoke and all that good stuff is adjusting everything with my gamepad. I never can get that finite control to really dial in all of my settings and get everything nice and smooth. So I do have some issues with that. So
approach. Cessna Golf Bravo Alpha Foxtrot. Mike is type.
Fly first, communicate later, right?
3 miles east of Kilo Juliet Kilo Alpha. Request flight following. Cessna Golf Bravo Alpha Foxtrot. Mike, German approach. Squawk 62060.
So we'll fly out here just a little bit, and we'll make our way all the way up. Let's acknowledge that squawk.
6206. Cessna Alpha Foxtrot. Mike. Cessna Alpha Foxtrot. Mike. Radar contact 4 miles east of Kilo Juliet Kilo Alpha 1400. Altimeter 2992.
All right, acknowledge the radar contact.
Cessna Alpha Foxtrot. Mike.
And so far, so good. So far, we're nice and level, and all is looking good. So we're climbing at a rate of 500, and we're sitting nice on our heading of 90, headed out of the airport. We'll just fly here along the coast and enjoy the scenery while we do. And again, I got to get my track eye smoothed out a little bit. All the stuff that I used to have installed in FSX, I have not yet installed. All the different weather and easy dock and all that other stuff, I haven't gotten it added back in. Eventually I'll get it added back in, and that'll fix everything and smooth up. When I'm talking, my track R has a tendency to bob around, and it's sort of annoying. So yeah, I know. All right, let's lean this thing out just a little bit. That's good. It's going to give us a little more power, so that is going to change our climb rate a little bit. But we're booking along here and getting this taken care of. So we'll get our flight done, get rated. Now the way this works is it puts us to an elevation. Once we get to 5520, it's going to give us some course adjustments and some more elevation changes. So it'll give us a new heading. It'll probably give us a new area to, elevation to fly at. And after we do 2 or 3 of those, then it's just going to basically say go back to your airport and land. And you have to land with an OK rating or better. So you can't come in and squat hard and, belly out on the landing. You've got to get a nice smooth landing in there. OK or better to get you qualified. That shouldn't be too terribly hard. I'm all right with landings. I'm not the best at them. I don't get my flare perfect all the time, and sometimes I do a greaser, but we'll get it done. I watched somebody else play this game. I watched a video of them doing it, and they came down and one wheel was on the tarmac and the other was in the grass.
Pensacola approach on 120.65.
And they still got approved. I was like, well, that can't be that hard.
0.65. Cessna Alpha Foxtrot. Mike.
Alright, tune to Pensacola approach. Contact Pensacola approach.
Cessna Golf Bravo Alpha Foxtrot. Mike with you. Cessna Golf Bravo Alpha Foxtrot. Mike. Pensacola approach. Roger. Altimeter 2992.
Alright, just tweak that altimeter, make sure it's right. And we'll just continue on our climb here. Everything's looking good, still right at about 500 feet per minute. We're up around just passing 3,000. Now we can make some course corrections right now. It's no big deal. We can pretty much fly wherever we want to. I'm just going to continue along the coast here a little bit and just let it do its thing and enjoy the scenery. Earlier when I took my test flight, it drove me right out over the water, and the whole test flight was all out over the water. It was a little interesting flight. So kind of look around, enjoy the scenery. Yeah, I got to get in all my scenery packages, all that good stuff. But this is more about just getting and having fun again with the program, and then maybe sinking some money into some more gear as far as controllers and pedals, rudders, all that good stuff. Things that I've never really put the money into. And I can pull the nose up a little bit, increase that rate of climb a little bit. It was starting to come down just a little bit. Might be losing a little bit of power as we continue to climb, so let's go ahead, make sure that engine is leaned out. A little too much. That's good there. Bring that up just a tear. Just add a little bit of trim to it to get it to climb a little bit. There we go. This little aircraft, man, 5,000 takes a while to get up there, you know. I mean, I could be really aggressive and take it up at about 1,000 feet per minute with no load on here, just fuel and me. I could get it up there pretty fast, but trying to do it, you know, more realistic, like we would do if we were hauling cargo. All right, passing 4. Kind of bouncing around a little bit on me. Gotta pull that nose up a little bit more. Still got good airspeed. We're looking good. Passing 4,500. Got another 1,000 feet we got to go before we're up there, and it gives us our next prompt. Where are we at? What airfield is this? This is one of the NAS ones, or NAS fields. I want to say it's like Maxwell or something like that. It's basically a test field. They do a lot of touch and goes and stuff on there. You see a lot of those orange aircraft around this area, with the Blue Angels being in the area. You're constantly seeing all kind of the trainers running around in this area. There's several little airfields that they use all around the area for practice. A lot of airfields around this area. And the ocean over there. Alright, almost up to altitude. And as soon as we get up there, it's going to give us a course heading that we need to take. And we'll have to turn into that. Good. 55.20. So once we hit 55, we should be all right. But we're off just a little bit here. Go. there's 55. There we go. Level it off. Alright, turn to a course heading at 142, level off at 5520. Alright, so we're going to turn to 142, which 142, easiest way to get there is going to be go to the right. Off to our right here just a little bit. You don't want to make too steep of a change. It does tell you in the beginning not to exceed 45 degrees of banking on this particular test. So we will keep that in mind. Should be right in the zone there. Where are we at? 13, 14, should be right there. Let's bring that elevation down just a hair, and we should be able to get that popped in. Come on, get that nose down just a little bit. Bring that back down to where it should be. There we go. Turn to a course heading of 208. Fly at the 5520. I gotta get this thing to trim down a little bit so it doesn't want to keep walking on me. Alright, so we'll just keep coming right with this and bring it on around to 208. Right there, get my right about there, right? There we go. Turn on to a heading of 296, level out at 4720. So we got to bring her down just a little bit. I'll reduce power a little bit and just bring her on around. Got to drop nearly 1,000 feet, so. And we're going to 296. No, don't want to get too steep of an angle there. There we go. Coming on around. Level off right about there. That should be right around 296. And let's see. Yeah, that's about right. And then we'll just bring our nose down some more. Get ourselves down around 47. And that part of it should be done. And then probably after that, it's probably, now that it's taken us in a big old circle, it's probably going to tell us back to return to our starting runway, or starting airfield, and land. So probably what we're going to end up with. Alright, so I'm coming down about 500 feet per second, 500 feet per minute. Go a little more aggressive on that. Crank her down, get her down, get her down. There we go. Land at your departure airport. Okay landing or better is required. Alright. So we'll just take and come back around here. Now the nice thing is I did go ahead and put my ILS in, so as you can see on the VOR here, I can use it kind of as a cheat. So, nearest airport lists. I am looking for mine, and it's not on the list yet. So we'll have to fly a little bit until we get there. We did end up quite a distance back here, so we'll just turn and make our return flight back to the airport.
Pensacola approach. Mooney, November 39er 465 with you. Mooney, November 39er 465. Pensacola approach. Roger. Altimeter 29902.
So we'll cruise along here and probably start descending. Let's just make a gradual descent back down until we get down to about 1600, and then we'll set up for our approach into the airport. I do know that my airport is runway 27, so just on a west heading. We have to shift a little bit inland, but we'll run out here on the coast and make our way towards the airfield. So anyways, let me know in the comments if you guys enjoy this, and if you want to see some more flight sim stuff with Air Hauler. Now, again, I'm not going to be taking a job today, but I will take a job in the future. Figuring out how to edit that is going to be the biggest thing, because most of the flights are a couple hours long. You know, they're about 190 nautical miles. They'll take me a couple hours to fly them. So like, the beginning, I'll go through the whole taking of the job, update you on where we're at with the company, money wise and everything else like that, what aircraft we have, things of that nature. Then we'll take the job, go through the rationale of taking the job, why we're taking it, and then at that point, once the job is taken, then we can go ahead and say, well, what are we going to do now that we've got this job? You know, what are we going to... We'll fly, you know, do the takeoff, pre-flight, all that good stuff. And then I'll probably, you know, after I do that, I will probably do a little creative editing on there. Maybe I'll give you like a plane shot, and then we're 30 minutes into the video or something like that, you know. There's our little Golf Bravo Alpha Foxtrot mic that we're flying in today. Nice little look of everything that's around. Get the old back in there. Alright, nearest airport list. We should start to see it here in just a minute. Airport's farther from you. Edwards. Edwards traffic. There we go. Select a runway for landing. We're going to go on 27. There we go. When we get a little bit closer to it, we'll go ahead and announce our intent for a full stop landing. Gonna go ahead and start just turning a little bit towards it. We're still pretty high. We just passed 4,000. Just coming down nice and slow. No big hurry. Actually, I think the approach, I have to come further out to the left to make my approach in. No? I think I was going the right way. There is the runway up ahead. I can see it now. So let's go ahead and decrease power a little bit and start to come on down. Go ahead and announce that we're going to be doing our landing. We'll wait until we get a little bit closer to announce final. Drift back over here and get lined up. You can see I'm full white bars there. You, sir, are too high. Yes, I knew. Go ahead and throw our mixture back in. Make sure our landing lights are on. That's good. Go ahead and decrease that power a little bit more. Bring her on down. Need to come a little bit to the left still. Get nice and lined up. I see my glide slope coming up a little bit for me. Just right of center. Come back a little bit. That's good. A little too much on this, on the ball. Getting a little below the glide slope. Like give a little bit. Go ahead and give some flaps. Drift a little bit back over to the left a little bit. Bring her in on final. Pretty good. We're still a little bit low. Get a little bit more flaps. That'll give us some more lift. There we go. Not having to fight to keep the nose up anymore. Right before I get to the runway, I'll probably give it a nice pull. Did I ever announce final? I don't think I did.
Kilo Juliet, Kilo Alpha traffic, Cessna off Bravo
Alright,
Alpha
let's
Foxtrot,
pull that nose up a little bit so we get on glide.
27 to land.
We're pretty much straight up with the runway. It's just a matter now of getting ourselves slowed up and getting everything ready to land, so that we come in on the glide slope. And I need to pull that nose up a little bit. There we go. That'll give us nice flaps. And we can bring this thing on in. A little high now. Like I said, I'm not the best at landing. I get it down. high. There we go. That's about where she needs to be. Yep. A small correction here. Yep. Looking good, looking good. Nerve-wracking because I hate to get in here and come down really heavy and at the last second get a bad landing and not
100.
Not pass the test, right? Whoop. I'll pull up just a little bit. There we go. I'm going to be off the center line
50,
just a little bit.
40.
Yeah.
30. 20.
Yeah, just let her glide down.
10.
That's pretty good. Landing was a greaser. Yeah, I don't know if that's good or bad. We'll find at the very end, right? A little bit of tail skip on there, a little bit of wheel skip on it. Seemed good. Hey, you know, I'm like any landing you can walk away from is a good landing, right? Oh, it's so nerve-wracking because it's like the entire test depends on whether you get that landing stuck or not. All right. Well, we missed the turnoff earlier because I did fly that a bit long. But yeah. Oops. Too much power. I have issues with that on this plane. Oh. Oh. You tell, like, I'll throw the steering wheel. I want to steer the nose because the Pilatus that I fly with most of the time, it's front gear, and you're able to use the nose gear to steer with. So I'm used to landing it. All right. I'm not using the rudders. I'm used to using the wheel for it. So. All right. Well, we got down. We didn't break anything. That's got to be good for something. We'll pull over here in front of the GA office, park it, and see what happens, which will jump us back into the Air Handler 2 software, and we'll see if we actually passed our test flight. Gee, I hope so. But this gives you an idea of what it puts you through just to get the company started, and to get you going with everything. Oh, I forgot to hold on the runway and put my taxi lights on. I'm so horrible at some of that stuff. Alright. I just realized I had done it. Alright, so that's there. Go ahead and chock our wheel brakes on. Well, we're down. We made it. Turn our lights off. Let's go ahead and key off. There we go. Lights off. Woohoo, we passed! Nice. Nice. So, we did it. We passed all of our tests, and now we can, yeah. So there you have it. Initial climb, general handling, landing results, no overspeed, no excessive bank angle, no excessive pitch angle, and no stalls. So we passed the test, and now we can actually start our company, which is good news. So Air Hauler, basically what happens is this particular program here controls everything that's involved between, it's the handshake between FSX or Prepared 3D and what you're actually doing. So it's monitoring what you're doing. So when you finish a flight, you'll come into here and you'll see that my aircraft is sitting right down here at the airport. Let's go ahead and drill down a little bit. And you can see I'm sitting here on the runway now. And everybody else can see that I'm sitting on the runway. And as the funny thing is like, this updates in real time. You can actually sit here and watch me watch a plane taxi, and it will tell you what that person's doing while they're doing it. So because Short was able to just sit and watch me, and the first time I did it, it was so funny because he thought I took out of Pensacola Regional Airport. I took out of NAS Pensacola, and he's like, Moose, you're going to the wrong airport. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I know where I'm going. And got in my head though, and he maybe started doubting myself, and I made some mistakes. So yeah, but anyways, all right, so you can see your performance data here. You get your where you went, what your time was on it, what your fuel was, how much you used, all that good stuff is in here. What your total flight time was, landing performance, that was a greaser. And yeah, so now that that is done, we have our company and we have our rating type up here for our C-172 Skyhawk. That means we can now take jobs. So if we go over to the job map, it will now start plotting all of these different routes that are within range for us to fly in that particular plane. And it will give us the jobs that are available. So we can come over here and you'll see things like, I can go out of here, I can fly a load of beef, and I can fly that to 83GA. So that's probably someplace over here in Georgia, I'm guessing. Yeah, it's right here above Tallahassee. It's a small little airport over here in Bainbridge. If I click on it, you'll notice that the line that is all these other lines are dashed. It becomes a solid line when you're actually on it. So basically now you can see what the jobs are all about. And the trick is to find a job that leaves your destination, or excuse me, leaves your base airport and then has a return package coming back to your airport, or there's a, somewhere near there that you can grab and hop that to somewhere else, and you can make a few hops and you can make money on it. So yeah, that's the way it works. So as you can see, that's 169 nautical mile flight. That would take roughly an hour and 45 minutes to complete. And you can just see what these are. You have to watch your quantities on it because again, your aircraft can only hold so much weight. So yeah. So here's a cool thing. You've got your ins and your outs. So you have things that are headed into a place and headed out of a place, right? So in and out. So the outload, and I was just talking about finding a load that could go from one place to the other. So here's a perfect example. I need to take a load from me, which is KJKA, and I'm going to 83GA, right? That's the beef load for $3,770. Well, if I come down here to an incoming load, which is a flight that I pick up somewhere else and bring it back, I see that same 83GA is ice, 630 pounds of ice that I could bring back for a total of 3,150. If I flew from here to here and back, I could make roughly $7,800. So that would be my first run that I would take. I would load up my plane with beef. I'd fly over to Georgia and I'd bring a bunch of ice back to here to Edwards. So that would be what I would run. And the times on this, I was a little bit confused on this. You'll see that the job expires in 1 day, 20 hours and 2 minutes. That is based in real world time. So that is any time in the next couple of days I could run that. but it's not in-game time. The in-game time, you can pretty much pick whatever time you want to fly, and which you have to be kind of careful. At this stage, you're going to be flying in some grass runways. You don't want to leave really late in the afternoon to be flying into a place that has no lights at night. So it's a pretty interesting little game. We'll do some more of it. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this video, and let me know what you thought, and we'll check out a little bit more of Air Handler 2. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, I hope you consider giving it a like, maybe even sharing it with your friends. It does help me out a tremendous amount and is greatly appreciated. Also, leave some comments down below. That's really the only way I can gauge if you guys are enjoying what's being put out. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you want daily notifications. I try to do a new video each and every day. Also, if you want to stay in touch with me and find out what's going on, our social links are down in the bottom left-hand corner. Twitter is where I usually announce schedule changes, live streams, and new video releases. Facebook's a great way to get in touch with me if you have any questions to ask. And of course, I am trying to get to 1,000 followers on Google+, which I know I'll probably be old and gray before that happens. But if you can jump over there and follow me, it would be super awesome. So if you like today's video, there's a whole lot more content on the channel. I hope you'll browse through it, find something to keep yourself entertained until the next video or live stream. Speaking of live streams, I try to do them nightly around 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Until the next time, thanks again for watching. See you soon.